For the word of the week this week, we're going to examine several words, and I'm more interested in the interplay between words here in Matthew chapter 7, verse 15 from the Sermon on the Mount. So let's start out and read it in English from the ESV. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves. Okay, let's dive right in and read it in Koine. The first half. Prosekete apo ton pseudo-propheton. So, prosekete, beware. Apo, from or of, ton pseudo-propheton, of the, because there's an article in front of it, false prophets. Beware of the false prophets. But there's so much more to this. The first word, prosekete, is a present imperative second person plural. So because it's present tense, it's an ongoing action. And prosekete, the imperative, comes from pros, before, and echo, hold or have. I hold or I have. So this imperative is saying you, plural, continually hold before you what? The false prophets. Hold the false prophets before you, in front of you. Don't turn your backs on the false prophets. Keep the false prophets in front of you. That is pretty significant. Yes, it does mean beware, but it means beware in the sense of keep it in front of you where you can see it. Observe it at all times. Don't take your eye off the false prophets. Okay? Awesome, powerful stuff. Why should they do that? Let's go on to the next part. Hoitines erkontai proshumas en endumasi probaton. So hoitines. Hoitines is a relative pronoun that relates directly to the false prophets. So these very ones, so it's relating to them. These ones, these very ones themselves, these ones, erkontai, come, proshumas, before you, en endumasi probaton, in garments of sheep, plural. So these guys, these false prophets, plural, they come before you in garments of sheep. When they show up in front of you, they're dressed in sheep suits. This is important. Why should you keep them in front of you? Because when they present themselves to you, they arrive in sheep suits, in garments of sheep. Let's look at the next part. Esothen de asin lukoi harpages. Esothen, inside de, but inside asin. Asin is critically important to what we're looking at here today. This is the verb to be, but it's third person plural. They are. But inside they are, this is making an ontological statement. This is talking about their being. So we know what they look like. They present themselves before you in sheep suits, in the garments of sheep, but in reality, ontologically, in their very being, inside, we're told, lukoi harpages. They are wolves, and they're not just wolves, they're harpages wolves. Lukoi is wolves, harpages, they are ravening or grasping wolves. They are rapacious. They are the kind that tear you apart. So what are we told about them? We're told that they show up, they present themselves in garments of sheep, in sheep suits, and therefore you should always keep them in front of you. You should keep an eye on them. Don't turn your back on them, because in reality, on the inside, forget about the garments, forget about the outside, on the inside, they are wolves, and they're not just wolves, they're rapacious, grasping, ravenous wolves. So, when they present themselves like they are prey or like they are food, but in reality, they're not prey, they're predators. in reality, they're not food, they're consumers. That's why you should always keep them in front of you and never turn your back on them. Beware of the false prophets, because you can't believe the image that they're portraying when they show themselves to you. Those sheep suits are not real, they're just suits. On the inside, what they really are rapacious, ravening, grasping wolves. Have you ever heard the word lycanthrope? So a lycanthrope is a wolfman. It comes from the Greek lukos, wolf, and anthropos, man, wolf, man. So a lycanthrope is a wolfman. You wouldn't turn your back on a wolfman, would you? Right? Not that there are really wolfmen, but it's fascinating to me that Jesus makes this bold statement about the false prophets, a definable group of people who fit into this characteristic. And what does he say that we know about them? They show themselves to you in sheep suits, and you have to keep them in front of you because you can't judge them by the suits that they wear. It's not a representation of who they really are, because who they really are on the inside is wolves who are ravening, grasping, rapacious beasts. They're not prey, they're predators. They're not food, they're consumers. And you cannot take the risk of turning your back on them. Potent, powerful stuff. Because of the interplay of the terms, the words that he chose very carefully, even all the way down to the choice of the word the false prophets. Not just some nebulous group. There are people in the world, a definable group at the time that Jesus made the statement that he wanted his hearers to not turn their back on, because if you turn your backs on them, you'll find out what's really inside. What's really inside? Rapacious, grasping, ravening wolves. Not prey, but predators. Great stuff. Thanks for watching. Hope it was good for you. If it was, please like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, leave me some feedback in the comments, and until next time, Charis Kainarene Humin, grace and peace to you.